Sister Wives Season 19 showed that Kody Brown and his ex-wives have reached a point of no return. Kody's statements during the one-on-one interviews also confirm that he hasn't been in touch with many of his kids. But while Kody remains absent, another Brown family appears to be on their way to transitioning. Keep reading to see who it was. Sister Wives, Gwendolyn Brown and Beatrice. Quayraz's marriage. Gwendolyn and Beatrice tied the knot on July 15, 2023. Gwendolyn came out as bisexual in Season 17. According to the Sister Wives star, she's attracted to both men and women. She's the second family member to open up about the topic. Mary's only child, Leon, also came out as gay. However, Gwendolyn claimed that she didn't have a great experience with the show's producer when she opened up about her bisexuality. Since then, Gwendolyn has documented her own journey online, eventually falling in love with Beatrice. Gwendolyn Brown and Beatrice Quayraz from Sister Wives. Gwendolyn's wife, Beatrice transitioning. Christine Brown recently took to IG to share a clip with her family during their trip to Germany. Some of the photos show Christine with her kids. But what caught the attention of many was when Christine shared photos of her in-law, Beatrice Quayraz, with a noticeable beard. It seems Beatrice is now on her journey to fully transition into a man. Many Sister Wives fans are also glad to see Gwendolyn and Beatrice again. But Beatrice's appearance also sparked debate on FB Gwendolyn. Brown and Beatrice Quayraz from Sister Wives. Sister Wives. Beatrice Quayraz's photos sparked debate. Some Sister Wives fans on social media react to Beatrice Quayraz's beard. Some are curious about why Beatrice can't just be a girl in love. Many were puzzled about why she had to try to look like a man to justify being a couple with Gwendolyn. The commenter added that it seemingly defeats the purpose of being a lesbian. Others were also curious as to whether Beatrice's beard was real. Others couldn't help but criticize Beatrice's beard, while others fully accept it. Gwendolyn Brown and Beatrice Quayraz from Sister Wives. Why not just be two girls in love? Why do lesbians have to turn into men to look like a straight couple? Doesn't that defeat the point of being a lesbian? Correct. So if Gwen is attractive to women and her wife transitioning into a man, it makes no sense. Gross! I didn't realize she was changing into a beard. A lot of women have medical conditions that make them have facial hair, some more than others. We don't know her circumstances, so let's not judge. I don't get it. You fall in love with a woman that transitions. Why just not find a man in the carefully curated universe of reality television, where narratives are shaped for maximum drama and audience engagement? A foundational crack has just appeared in the story of TLC's Sister Wives. For over a decade, viewers have followed the tumultuous journey of Kody Brown and his plural family, but recent, explosive spoilers suggest the very origin story we were sold, the serendipitous, spiritual meeting of Kody and his fourth wife, Robyn, may have been the couple's most significant and calculated fabrication. According to these new claims, the relationship that would eventually fracture the entire Brown dynasty did not begin with a divine connection at a church dance, but as a clandestine affair with a mistress, retrofitted for a television audience. The official story, repeated like scripture throughout the show's 18-season run, is one Kody and Robyn have recounted with romantic fervor. The tale goes that Kody was out on a date with his first wife, Mary, when he locked eyes with Robyn across a room. There was an immediate, undeniable spark, a spiritual recognition that they were destined to be together. This fateful encounter, framed within the context of their polygamist faith, set the stage for a courtship that, while challenging for the existing three wives, was presented as a natural, if difficult, expansion of their celestial family. However, a very different, grittier version of events has now surfaced, pulling back the curtain on the making of the Brown brand. The alleged truth, as exposed by sources close to the family, paints a picture far removed from spiritual destiny. According to this narrative, Kody met Robyn not in a group setting with Mary by his side, but in a mundane, secular location, a mall in St. George, Utah, while he was working a sales job. Crucially, the source emphasizes that the family had zero to do with it. This single detail fundamentally rewrites the history of the Brown family. It suggests that Robyn was not vetted or introduced through the established, albeit imperfect, family structure. she was Kody's independent discovery. The most damning part of the allegation is the characterization of the relationship's nature. The source bluntly labels Robyn as Kody's midlife crisis mistress, a woman who just happened to have somewhat of an experience with polygamy. This portrayal stands in stark contrast to the image of the devout, seeking sister wife presented to the public. It reframes Robyn not as an answer to the family's prayers, but as Kody's personal indulgence. This revelation is not entirely new to astute observers of the family. The spoilers point back to a prescient comment from Kody's own nephew, who allegedly called the show's premise from the very beginning. He is quoted as saying the series would ultimately be about him acclimating his mistress into the family, a prediction the source now declares was 1,000% correct. For years, fans have watched with a growing sense of unease as Kody's favoritism towards Robyn became increasingly impossible to ignore. The other wives, Mary, Janelle, and Christine, were slowly sidelined, their needs and concerns dismissed, while Robyn and her children received preferential treatment in time, resources, and emotional energy. This newly alleged original sin provides a compelling explanation for the dynamic that has played out on screen. If Robyn was integrated not as a true sister-wife, chosen by and for the family, but as a secret partner Kody was determined to bring into the fold, it recontextualizes every conflict that followed. The other wives' initial hesitations, their feelings of betrayal, and their eventual alienation were not merely symptoms of jealousy, but rational responses to a fundamental breach of their family's core principles. The principle of plural marriage, as they professed it, was meant to be about the family unit, not one man's singular obsession. The motivation for this alleged lie, according to the spoilers, was starkly commercial, television viability. The source claims that TLC was not interested in picking up a show featuring just Kody and his 3 original wives. The courtship and integration of a 4th wife provided the necessary narrative hook and drama to greenlight the series. Kody and Robyn, therefore, had a powerful incentive to sanitize their story. A messy, secretive affair wouldn't play well with an audience meant to root for a functional, if unconventional, family. A divinely orchestrated meeting and a challenging but spiritual courtship, however, was perfect for reality TV. This exposure raises profound questions about the authenticity of the entire Sister Wives enterprise. If the central love story that drove the show's narrative for years is a fabrication, what else was contrived for the cameras? The lie served as the bedrock for Kody's entire justification for his actions. He consistently framed his relationship with Robyn as a spiritual imperative, a soulmate connection he was powerless to deny. If it began as a secret affair, that justification crumbles, revealing his choices not as faith-based, but as self-serving. For the fandom, this revelation is less a shock and more a long-awaited confirmation. Online forums and social media have been rife with speculation for years, with many fans piecing together timeline inconsistencies and questioning the official story. The common sentiment among viewers is a resounding, "I knew it." This is not a scandal that will surprise his ex-wives, who have likely harbored their own private suspicions for over a decade. Christine, who has moved on to a joyful monogamous marriage, and Janelle, who has found her own independent strength, have already implicitly rejected Kody's narrative by leaving. The looming question now is whether this exposed lie will be addressed in the upcoming seasons of the show. With the original family structure in ruins and only Robyn remaining, the program's focus has necessarily shifted to the aftermath. Will Kody and Robyn attempt to confront these allegations on camera, or will they maintain a stony silence, hoping the controversy will fade? To address it would be to admit to a deception that spanned the show's entire run. To ignore it would be to treat the audience as fools. Ultimately, this exposure does more than just rewrite the past. It seals Kody Brown's legacy. It paints him not as a flawed patriarch striving for celestial glory, but as a man who, in the throes of a midlife crisis, prioritized a new relationship over his existing family, then built a television empire on a lie to justify it. The story of Sister Wives is no longer a simple tale of a polygamist family's struggles. It is a cautionary tale about the corrosive nature of secrets and the high price of building a reality on a foundation of fiction.